girl NiaOlivia, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, we are about to be talking all about dating expectations, first date expectations, and even after you have that first date, like what keeps someone interested. Y'all, I got my boy in the building, Polo. We actually grew up together, which is kind of funny, in St. Louis, so we go way back. But tell us how to find you.
Hey, it's Polo, your friendly dating consultant. You guys can follow me on IG at PoloWalker14. Also, hashtag datingwithpolo. This is gonna be some fun. Get ready.
Let's get into it, y'all. Okay, y'all, so we about to get right into this. We are talking all about these first date expectations, okay? You had to take a deep breath in, deep breath out to talk about that?
Let me just get ready, you guys.
Okay.
Because it's totally different for ladies, and it's totally different for men. We're gonna talk all about that.
I agree with that. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. The guy is asking the woman out?
Absolutely. So, first date. So if we're talking about the first date expectations, right? So of course the man is always the one, normally, that's going to ask the woman on said first date. It's hard for men. I want you guys to know that. I want you to understand how hard it is for men, right? You have a very beautiful woman sitting right next to me, right? And this beautiful woman is more than likely, unless you're meeting her at the gas station, grocery store, etc., she's not gonna be alone. So it already, just from the inception of the relationship, that man has to navigate through the friends, etc., and build up the confidence to even ask for your information to get to a point of taking you out.
In terms of like where we're gonna go, I don't have an issue with coming up with possible places for the first date, okay? There's no issue with that. So I could send you a few places, but it's definitely attractive when a man is already like, oh, I wanna take you here. You're like, really? Okay, I wanna come to that place. But either way, like, we can make that work.
Okay, so if I can, I wanna kind of rewind really quick, right? And I really, truly, in my heart of hearts, guys, ladies, I believe this, right? I think it's 2021, if I'm not mistaken, right? I know 2020 was an interesting year. If you want to take her on a date, let's say Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, Sunday, then you should have a very detailed conversation on, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
In advance, y'all.
In advance. However, it shouldn't be a conversation that says, hey, I would like to take you out on this day at that time. Not yet. You want to engage her, right? Everything is sales. So first,
sales?
Everything.
Wait a minute. Sales and connections? Okay, keep going. I'm not going to cut you off.
Everything is sales. You're selling yourself at the end of the day, right? So what I mean by that, with ladies these days, right? We have these little mobile devices. You guys may have heard of them. They're called cell phones, right? And we do a ton of texting all day, right? Because we're all busy, we're all moving, we're all grooving. So at the end of the day, women today are not used to a man picking up the phone and actually having a conversation and engaging with them. So if you want to engage with your selection, then pick up the phone, call her, and actually organically have a conversation.
I agree with that, y'all. I agree with that. Like, I get so annoyed when, not to cut you off or anything like that.
You already did, but we're good.
Because we're having a conversation, But anyway, I definitely think that's important for a man to actually reach out and call you, because a lot of times guys are trying to send text messages, and when you text someone, you don't understand what they're saying. You're like, wait, does he mean this? Does he mean that? But when you actually talk on the phone, you really understand where that person is actually coming from. So I think that's super important. I like that point.
Yeah, I mean, it engages the ladies. And when you have that conversation, fellas, you should organically understand what that lady has planned for the latter part of her week. And when I say organically, that means that you're not necessarily saying, hey, what are you doing on Thursday? What are you doing on Friday? What are you doing on Saturday? Asking her question after question. Because usually when you're getting to know someone, one thing about ladies, for some reason, they don't like to be asked several questions back to back to back. They want a conversation, they want dialogue. Would you agree or disagree?
I would say they do want conversation and dialogue, but if we're trying to figure out when we're actually gonna meet up, it's okay to ask me when my availability is. Like, I'm totally comfortable with that. Like, saying, hey, does Thursday work better? Does Friday work better? Like, definitely ask me those questions. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
All right, once you figure out where you're going to go, okay, you have to figure out somewhere that both parties are going to enjoy, right?
Correct.
All right, so once you figure out the place where you all are going to go, then what?
So, before we go there, and I know we're going to, because we're getting into expectations, right? This is expectations of
First date.
the first date. When dating, people say dating with purpose, right? Dating with purpose. And that's it sounds nice, but if I just met you, I don't know what my purpose is truly. I know that I'm attracted to you. I know that I want to engage with you in different ways, but I don't know truly what my purpose is, which means I'm probably more than likely going to be dating other people. So with that being said, you want to be conscious of how much you're spending and what your budget is, and not sacrifice or live outside of your means to get to know someone. If a woman is not willing to go do things, meet up, that is cost effective for the both of you, then that's probably not going to be the woman that you need in your life, because already she's starting out from a materialistic way.
So the man is paying for the date, right?
That's what society tells us, of course.
It's not just what society tells us, y'all. If a man is asking you out on a date and he can't cover it, then you need to be walking in the other direction, okay?
So what you're saying is that if a woman asks you or asks me as a man to go X place, then she should be paying for the
No,
date?
you should still be covering it. You cover it regardless.
Okay, I just want to clarify.
Because this is the thing, okay, y'all. You know that men want to be the leaders, okay? So if you're the leader and you're setting the standards overall, then you should have no issue paying for me. And if you're really interested in me, then it should be nothing for you to come out of your pocket to pay for the date. Now, I didn't say you had to spend $400, whatever works for you in terms of your actual situation financially.
What's the appropriate amount?
Well,
$400
it's different for different people. I'm not saying $400. I was using that as an example. What I'm saying is it's different for different people.
Well, you said expectations is the name of the segment. So I really want to formulate that. What is the true expectation that you can spend or you should spend?
It's different for everybody because one man might make a certain amount.
One man might make a different amount.
Well, I know for me the type of men that I end up going out on a date with. So I'm not gonna go out with someone where I feel like they might be. Look, hold up. So let me put it like this.
So everybody, you heard that, right, fellas?
Wait. Let me just say.
We're not gonna
in terms of the men that I meet, everybody meets different people. We're all in different situations and different brackets. Therefore, I can make certain types of decisions in terms of the guys that I'm going out with. I'm able to do that. I don't know about other people, but some people might have certain limitations on the amount that they might be able to spend, and that's totally understandable.
So I want to jump in real quick.
I didn't say $400 though. No, I was just saying, throwing a number out there. I wasn't saying $400 on the first date. That's too.
Okay.
I think that's a lot, but there are men that can afford that. So it just depends on who you're actually dating, and you have to get to know the person that you're dating to understand what can they actually afford.
Well, you kind of just made my I love it, guys, right? I mean, she did say $400. It was like
an example. When they tell you what type of career they have, what type of ambitions what they have going on, you already know. Like, you can already size it on up. Like, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. Let's just be real right now. There's no guessing. Like, you just don't know.
Which means that women are always, no matter the quality of the woman, right? This is a very quality woman right here. A woman that is doesn't have things going for herself or anything of that nature, right? Very quality woman. She just told you guys that she still is counting your pockets.
I'm aware of your pockets. It's not counting your pockets. It's called awareness. In any situation you go into life, you should be aware of what's going on.
On the first date?
Yeah, pretty much.
Putting unrealistic expectations on the first date. I've had women that said, hey, I don't want to go here, 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 I want to go here. I want to go to Papados. Well, I'm not taking you to Papados on our very first date. No different than I can't take you certain places, wink, on our first date. So it works both ways.
Again, y'all, I'm sorry, but it just depends on the man. I definitely have been to Papados on a first date and it was nothing, but it just depends on who the guy actually is. And I think it's you trying to have a full understanding of his actual predicament and what he has going on. And if you choose to date someone where they, would need to go somewhere else, that's totally fine. But if you're out with a man and he can afford to spend however much he wants to spend, then it is what it is. It just kind of depends on who you're actually going out on dates with.
So man is the one that's pursuing. The man is the one that is asking for the number, asking for the first date, which means in the beginning, a woman definitely has options. So on that
we both have options though.
Well, we're the pursuers. Like I go out and I try to meet women. Not every woman's going to be attracted to me. Not every woman's going to want me to take them out, no matter how much money I'm spending, right? Mm-hmm. Whereas for you, if someone is approaching you, automatically you know that they're interested in you. Whereas men, we don't traditionally have.
Or they're just available and there. I mean, you get so many men that approach you. Sometimes it's just like, hell, I wish he hadn't said anything. You know what I'm saying? Like that happens as well.
Correct. But that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to the foundational fact that there is a level of interest.
Okay.
If I'm pursuing someone,
you're approaching them. So
there's not a fact that they're interested in me in return. Because
so are you saying how do the women show that they're interested?
No, what I'm saying is that this all leads up to dating and getting to that point. So on that very first date, I've been victim of this as well. I might be out with someone that I'm very, very attracted to. Right? We all been there, right, fellas? Very attracted to her. And if you say the wrong thing, right, or you may say a curse word, or you may do this or do that. If you say the wrong thing that you may not know that she doesn't like because you haven't gotten to know her, then she's gonna cut you off because she has options. I'm pursuing you. I don't have as many options. You have options. I am the pursuer, so my options aren't as vast as yours. So men sometimes, it's not that they're bringing their, what do people say, their representative. It's not the case. It's that you earn the right to get more information about someone as you get to know them. It's not that that's their representative. And men sometimes walk on eggshells when it comes to meeting and dating a woman that they're very highly interested in. It takes them a minute to open up sometimes.
It takes them a minute to open up. But if someone is cutting you off because of one thing that you say or one thing that you do, then I think that you ultimately have to understand that that wasn't the person for you anyway. I'm not gonna sit here and try to figure out, if this guy didn't like me because of this one thing, or he felt, this type of way. It is what it is because there are so many other people in the world, and I think that when you're dating, you have to have the ability to move on. Like you have to say, okay, this person maybe wasn't for me, but there are so many other people that might be available for me. So why would I even trip about what one person is saying, essentially?
But that's the luxury that...
And sometimes it's the communication. Sometimes you might think a person isn't feeling you and you don't know. Like, I don't know. I think there's a whole lot of stuff that happens where people aren't really able to talk about it. Like, it's like, how you just stop talking to someone all of a sudden and y'all just stop communicating. And it wasn't anything that happened with you guys, but you guys just stopped talking. Why?
Because of those options that you just referred to.
Well, if you don't hit me up, I'm the type of person where I think that, again, with the men being kind of intentional, I want you to actually contact me. So if you don't contact me and try to set up a second date, after the first date, then I'm gonna say, you know what, this man is not really intentional about me, because I know when a man is super intentional.
Just on that first date, what are some things that are essentially deal breakers, or just has you like?
I feel like on a first date, like number one, if the conversation isn't flowing, like if we aren't having like any type of connection in terms of our communication, and it's like boring, then that's kind of gonna be one of those things where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go out with him anymore. Like we don't even have anything to talk about. Like I'm not really interested in him. I think it's all about connections. It's all about how you connect with someone, how you vibe with someone. So if we don't have any type of vibe, any type of connection, then that's gonna tell me that I probably don't want to go out on another date with you.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think for men, at least for me, I'll say me. I won't put everyone in this category. What I pay attention to on a first date, I pay attention to how that woman is dressed. I think that's very important. Like, how do you dress on a first date? You know, and sometimes it's based off of where we're going, right? If a woman is dressed too provocative on the first date, that can sometimes be a little bit of a turnoff for me. If you're dressed too provocative, especially depending on where we're going, that's just maybe a little bit too much, and maybe you're someone I would still engage with, but maybe I wouldn't date.
So ladies, don't wear your hoochie dress for your first date, okay? Just keep it kind of clean, keep it just a little bit sexy, all right? Keep that other one in the back for maybe, you know, later on, or when it's just the two of y'all.
Absolutely. I think that's important.
That's what's up. Of course, we have our expectations as well. Like, we want you to look nice for that first date. Like, we want you to have it together for the first date.
So I'm gonna ask you that, because I don't date men, so I'm gonna ask you.
Well, yeah, I mean, I want a man, when I look at a guy, I want to feel like he put in some effort. Like, he didn't just like hop out of the bed and then he like threw on whatever was there and said, okay, I'm going to this first date. I want to see that he was like, okay, intentional about picking out his clothes and everything like that. That's going to make me more attracted to him, because how people dress kind of turns you on. Like, a man could be attractive, but he doesn't have any style. But then there's a man that's not as attractive, but he has style. And that kind of pulls you in. Like, I love style. Like, that just makes me, you know.
Style. What type of style do you like? Like, is it just a button down?
Well, no.
Like, what do you like?
This is the thing. I think every woman is going to be different in the type of style that she really likes. And I think it just depends on where we're going and what we're doing. So, you know, you're going to have to dress differently depending on the places that we're going. But as long as you're able to kind of, you know, switch up the game, then it's like, okay, I like that.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Last, how do you end this date? Okay, because a lot of times, people have a great first date, right? I've been on a date with a guy and we're really like vibing and everything like that, and you're like, oh, well, we're at this one place. Maybe we could go to the next spot, to the next spot, to the next spot. But if you are really interested in a person, should you really try to keep going on with them?
I think when you're in that very first date, it's okay. I want to make sure I'm saying this. It's okay if you do choose to have X amount of drinks and go to this place or that place and really enjoy each other's company, but you have to understand the risk. You have to understand the risk that
keyword is the risk, you all.
Exactly, that you're going to have some false positives in there, in which that you're forming with that particular person because you're having a good time.
Yeah.
When you're having a good time, your guard goes down.
Point.
Yeah. So, recommendation: if you want to have a good, successful, safe, in and out date, I recommend that, ladies, you guys, 2 drink maximum.
Yeah.
So, you know, 2 drinks.
2 drinks.
Don't go over 2 drinks. For the fellas, I truly recommend don't pressure or don't recommend that your lady gets more drinks. I know that I've been guilty of saying, hey, you know, let's get another round. I think we've all been there, whether it's a work function, whether it's any type of setting, right? We always want to keep the party going, but it's completely okay to say, hey, let's go ahead and stop the party right now and just let's close out and let's get to
at another time.
Exactly.
Right. Like, this was nice. I enjoyed you. It's kind of like that element of surprise. Like, what's going to happen next? Like, the next time we get to link up, you know, how will we explore each other? How will we get to know each other? Like, how will we find out more information about each other? And it's okay to say, let's just go home.
Absolutely. I love it. As a man, right, we're doing all the legwork up until that first date. Even after the second date, we're doing that legwork. And I think it's cool, right, to do that and be the pursuer and aggressor. For me, what keeps me interested in a woman is her level of engagement afterwards. If I'm still the one that's hitting you up, good afternoon, or the first one to call
for me, y'all. Like, I don't know how to.
Yeah, like if you're not showing me a level of engagement afterwards, then.
But who asked for the second date?
Who asks? I mean,
or who initiates? Who says, "Hey, let's go do such and such," or you know?
I think it's still in the man's ball court at that time. I mean, the man is still asking. But ladies, if you're interested in that, like if you truly are interested in that man, I'm gonna give you guys some advice. How dope. Because at the end of the day, we're pursuers. We are the predator. And we are going after multiple women at the point of you getting
I'm glad you said that, ladies. They're going after multiple women. So always know you need to have your options open as well. Sometimes as women, we kind of shut it down. Like, we meet a guy, we go out on a date, we're like, oh, he was so this or he was so that. No, keep it pushing. Like, make sure that you have options as well.
Yeah, what you guys do, you get approached all the time. But I guess what I'm saying is, I think for a man, we have options as well because we are aggressively pursuing, and it's just your first date you happen to accept, you know, at a given time, whereas Lisa may accept next week, right? So in order to keep my attention, like, do something different. And this is the advice that I'm going to give.
What are the examples of doing something different?
I'm going to tell you. No, what you need to do, or what I would recommend a woman do, if you find that man attractive, if you find him very interesting, you had a really good first date, there is nothing wrong with you saying, hey, and asking that man on the second date, or engaging that man and say, hey, I would love to see you at this time at this date. And you reverse it, because now it shows that man a level of interest, and us as humans, we all want to feel wanted. We all want to feel like someone is wanting us. And if I had to approach you, get your number, reach out via probably text first, then reach out via call, organically understand what you like, what you don't like, and when you're available, schedule when you're available, and then also, you know, go and plan the next date. That's a lot. Where does it come in that you're interested in me?
So I guess that's hard for me. Like, I'm not really used to just asking a man out and saying, hey, like, can we hang out on Thursday? I sort of like to see where a man is coming from, because like you said, men do have multiple, you know, they have options. So it's like, if you say, hey, Nia, I want to see you again, then I'll be like, oh, okay, like, cool, like, let's do that. But if you're just kind of like, hey, Nia, how are you doing? What's going on? I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, I don't know, but I'm glad you made that point, because perhaps, you know, I could actually do that sometime and say, what would you like to, you know, do, or do you want to link up or anything like that? Because I don't think about it from that perspective. Like, I'm just like, well, he hasn't asked me on a second date, so I guess there's not going to be a second date. So y'all, we want to actually hear from you. Ladies, what are your expectations when you are first dating someone? And also, what really keeps you interested in that person after that first date?
Same thing, fellas. At the end of the day, right? What are your expectations? Because we're kings as well, right? What are your dating expectations, and what keeps you engaged after that first date?
All right, make sure y'all comment below. Thank you so much, y'all, for tuning into this video. We truly appreciate it. Make sure you check out all of our information below, and I wish you all nothing but a blessed day.